Hi, this is me, Nora. I'm from Hungary, and this is my French-Vietnamese boyfriend who was born and raised in the Parisian suburbs that I've been living together with for the past 2 years. These past 2 years that we've been living together were filled with a lot of happy and joyful, but also very chaotic and stressful moments due to the fact that
we're a mixed couple!
In this video, we're going to talk about some of the challenges that we have faced as a mixed couple living together, how we overcame them, and we're also going to share some of our advice to other mixed couples out there who are thinking about living together. Without any further ado, let's start the video.
First challenge, first problem that we faced as a mixed couple living together is our eating differences. Something that was really shocking to me when I first moved to France is that French people eat very late. They eat dinner around like 7-8 p.m. which is very late for most countries. Where I come from, in Hungary, we eat dinner at like 6, like 5, 6, 7 max, but in France people eat extremely late. It's very hard when you're already hungry at like 5 and then you're invited over to dinner, but the dinner doesn't start until like 8, especially also when we live together. I'm hungry, I want to eat dinner. I want to eat dinner at like 6, but you tell me that you always tell me who eats at 6 p.m. and I always say I eat at 6 p.m. I don't really like it, but I mean I'm used to it now. But
yeah, you've been living here for what, 5 years now, and you're still not used to it? I mean, when we go to Hungary, I eat at 6. It's not a problem.
Was it surprising for you in the beginning that we go to restaurants at like 5, 6? Are you like, what is this? Why people eat so early here?
Yeah, it was surprising, but I adapted myself. So that's my point. How is that a challenge?
I mean, I guess I got used to it, but it was hard. So eating troubles. French people eat very late.
No, you guys eat very early. In Italy, in Spain, for example,
but
I know for a fact that they eat very late. We eat kind of late. I mean, it's just cultural differences. There's no right or wrong here.
Yeah. But also another thing, the apéro. Apéro in France is just basically like a pre-snacking session that you do before the dinner. So when you're invited over to people, usually the people who invite you will organize an apéro and you spend like 1-2 hours just talking to people and snacking and drinking alcohol. It's weird also because it just makes meals so long. Eating takes so long here. Just if you're invited to people, just prepare that you will be there for like 6 hours. It's just so long.
Is that a challenge for you?
It's a bit too much sometimes. Also, it's really social. Eating is really social here. So you have to interact a lot and talk to people a lot.
But isn't that the same in Hungary? Isn't eating social in most countries?
Not necessarily. Like there's even a Hungarian proverb that says a good Hungarian doesn't talk while eating. Like you're not really supposed to talk when you're eating.
How do you say that?
Magyar ember evés közben nem beszél. So you shouldn't be talking while you're eating in Hungary. But in France it's like just a lot of talking. Second thing, your turn.
Yeah. Communication problems. That is the first that would cross my mind, especially with the fact that, well, at least you speak really good French, but sometimes in our relationship, in our daily lives, I kind of have the feeling that it prevents us from a really good flow of communication and information, especially when you say that you understand but you don't. Can you explain yourself?
Sometimes when you're talking to someone who doesn't speak the same language as you, like when you're talking to someone whose main language is not your first language and you don't understand things they say, after a while when you keep saying that you don't understand what they're saying, it just gets really annoying for you too. Like you don't want to bother them by asking them to explain again, so you're just like, oh yeah, I totally understand what you said, what you didn't. So sometimes I just pretend that I understood because I don't want to be annoying and keep asking you to explain because it's annoying for both of us. I'm just like, yeah, totally.
When there's a lot of people, I get it that you don't want to interrupt
the flow,
But when it's just the two of us and I ask you something because I want to confirm, because I want to organize something, if you didn't understand, you have to tell me. That's not how you can do it. You cannot just say okay and then I'm showing up at some cinema and you're not here because you didn't understood. So that's really a problem.
Yeah.
And also the fact that sometimes when you speak French, you speak a bit slow. It's a bit annoying.
But you speak too fast.
Well,
Especially...
I mean, it's my mother tongue.
Yeah.
So it's normal that I would speak at a, let's say, normal pace. But you really speak slowly, and sometimes when I'm in a...
You're like, okay.
I'm in a hurry, I'm like,
so...
okay, get to the point. And also because you're not really sure of your vocabulary or the syntax, sometimes you go many ways.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, go straight to the point, because be synthetic.
Yeah.
Like five words, please.
Yeah. I think that's the thing like most like mixed couples can relate to. Like even two people whose mother language is the same will have communication problems.
Of course.
So imagine two people who don't have the same like mother language.
Yeah, but also because you really don't want to use English as a
I
fallback.
don't. Yeah.
You could, and I would understand if you used English as a fallback when you don't find your words or when you don't.
I want to improve my French. So I prefer struggling in French, but then learning from my struggles than just going like bypassing it and just doing what's easy. Okay, next one, me. Third problem that I personally had is your innate desire to debate and argue with me about everything, which is a very French thing, I think. I don't know if it's a you thing or a French thing, but you're very, like, you just like to argue and question what I say and just like get into debates and arguments and...
Yeah, well, it's not a me thing or a French thing, it's a bit of both. The main fact is I don't want to argue. That's the main thing. French people don't want to argue. They want to debate. They want to have a conversation. They want to discuss things. They want to be sure and come to a certain...
Conclusion?
They want to mix the points of view to have a conclusion of something. You have to...
Defend yourself.
Defend your point of view, have arguments that are viable, that are understandable. And that's the whole point of having conversation and, let's say, debates. But it's not like we want to get into a clash or a fight. We just want to discuss things. I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't think you should like take it like it's something against you.
Yeah.
It's just the way we are. I don't think that I just debate just for the sake of debate. There's always a problem lying under the question.
I understand. So you see like a problem or like a point of tension and you're like, we need to debate on this to get to a conclusion.
I like to solve things.
Yeah.
But that's probably just me.
Yeah.
It's my engineer thing.
Your engineer brain. Next one. Work-life balance.
Yeah, work-life balance. For me, there's definitely a difference. Would that considered an issue? I don't know, but most definitely I often have to remind you that there's a time for work and there's a time for leisure and relaxing. Maybe it's a French thing, I don't know. I feel like in some other countries in Europe it's more or less the same, but isn't it the same in Hungary? Isn't that just a you thing to work like very late?
I think it's just how I grew up. Because like when I grew up, my dad was working like a lot. So even after coming home from work, he would work. And even on the weekends, he would work. So I don't know if it's a Hungarian thing or just like a family thing. Also because if I just do my own content, I don't have a work schedule, like a 9 to 5. I just work whenever I want. But I feel like even when I was working at a corporate job, I would still work after coming home from work. But you're very like, at like 6 p.m. you're like, I'm done with work and I'm not gonna look at it until tomorrow.
Yes, but it's just, I don't think that's so much as a French thing. It's just a me thing, because when I started working, I was working sometimes really late, like until, I don't know, 10 p.m. And then I just realized that the more you work, the more work you will have. Let's say you have a certain amount of work and you finish it in a certain time, then your managers will just give you some more work. So then at some point I switched to a system which is I work really hard, really focused, but when it's time, it's time. If it's not done, then it means that it should have been done in some more days, some more hours were needed to get this thing finished. So I'll just stop.
You never work on the weekends? Never?
No, I never work on the weekends. I mean, I can work on weekends like once a year.
Once a year?
Because I
Or like
have
every 4 years, like every...
once every 10 years.
Yeah.
And even when I work on weekends, these rare times, it's because I want to. Because I have something I want to finish or something that is of interest for me. Because sometimes I have some interesting tasks, believe it or not. But most of the time I just leave it. The work stays at work and I don't bring it home.
That's a very French mindset, to be honest. Like, even the colleagues I used to work with, they were like, 5 p.m., it's 5 p.m., they look at the clock, they're like, we're going home, it's done, not doing anything anymore, I'm not paid to do anything more, we're done. Also, maybe that's a younger generation mindset too.
Yeah, because in some companies and with maybe other generations, you will find this old school mindset, or there's a semi-joke that all managers do, that when you leave early, they will tell you, oh, you took the day off.
Yeah, being critical. I feel like I'm the only one complaining on this video, but like, being very critical. You don't say a lot of things, I'm just like, I have this issue, this.
Yeah, because I don't have any issue. I mean, I adapt. I adapt, and when something is bothering me, then I enter into a debate and a conversation, and I solve things, and I solve all the issues. So I don't have a list.
I have a list always. Maybe it's a French thing, maybe it's a youth thing, but you're extremely highly critical about everything. From food to people, from films to series, just critical. Very critical.
On that point, I think it's 70% because it's me, and 30% because I'm French.
Yeah, I think being French just made it worse.
It's just how I was raised. It's my way of being. But is that a problem for you?
I mean, I'm used to it now, but like... Yeah, let's just say you have to have a thick skin to be around this person, because he's very opinionated and he always shares his opinion, whether it's good or not.
I mean, you have to have some people who are like me. Because just imagine if everything was always super great, super good, super nice for everything. So I mean, you have to be a bit.
Or you can just have a good life and let things be good. Another thing that comes to mind is complaining. Which is very French.
This is really French.
And you complain a lot.
Yes.
And for me that was very surprising
100%,
when I
first that's because I'm French.
When I first moved in with you, I was so shocked that you always seem to find a reason to complain.
But I don't complain that much.
You don't complain that much for a French person, maybe, but you're in the...
I'm sure you can find some other French that complains.
Yeah. But you complain a lot, though.
Yeah, this I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Do I complain?
You start to complain.
That's what happens when you start living with a French person.
You start to complain, and I feel like you're becoming more and more French every day.
Yeah, I feel like I started complaining more when I started working here.
Yeah.
Before that, I was quite chill. I was like, yeah, it's fine, and now I'm like...
But you noticed that when you complain, I don't have anything to say. I'll just say, okay, you want to complain, then I understand.
Do you want me to join?
Yeah, exactly.
To do a party, a complaining party. To conclude, do you feel like you know more about me now, or that we were able to explore more of our relationship challenges?
No, not really. That would be sad. That would be sad if we needed a video to go a bit more deep in our problems or differences, but I was happy to share with some other people, because maybe some other people out there in the internet are experiencing the same or similar issues, and I'm not sure we've given them any really valuable tips, but at least now they know they're not the only ones.
What advice would you give to other mixed couples who want to live together, or who are living together but are having some challenges?
I'm going to give a very valuable advice, and really profound and smart, which is work on your communication.
Which is the biggest issue when you're a mixed couple, so good luck!
Which is the main issue in mixed or not mixed couples, in every relationship, be it a love relationship, friendships, even at work. So just work on your communication. Just
to finish on a positive note, what are the things you like the most about living in a mixed couple and living together with a foreigner, an immigrant, an outsider?
The thing I like the most is to share our culture, cultures, the fact that we can go in Hungary and you can make me discover a lot of things, and the other way around also works. I think it's the main benefit. Otherwise, we're just a regular couple.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And make sure to watch this video next that YouTube thinks is the best for you.